What's up, fight fans? Welcome to Mr. Mustache MMA News. Today, I want to discuss this Saturday's UFC 309's middleweight bout between Bo Nickal and Paul Craig. But before we get into it, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to continue getting more MMA content by yours truly to help the channel grow. All right, guys, getting right into it. Bo Nickal, Paul Craig, in a fight where we're really going to truly see where Bo Nickal stands in the UFC. Now, you have Paul Craig, who is definitely at a low point right now in his MMA career. To say the least. And he's been here before several times. He's had his back against the wall, this close to being cut by the promotion several times over the last 6 years, right? And he always seems to just pull it out of his ass when he needs it the most. He's the only guy to beat Magomed Ankalaev. At one point was the only guy to beat Jamal Hill. And he did them both emphatically. I mean, he was being dominated by Ankalaev every second of their fight and pulled that submission off in the last second. He had the fight with Jamal Hill where he just said, "Hold my fucking beer," and broke his arm. That was just a crazy fight. And he's had crazy submission performances where he's just pulled it out of his ass. But then there's other times where these guys just make him look amateur. And since he's gone down to 85, it hasn't looked good for him, which is just strange. He's just a very peculiar case. I can't fucking speak. Very peculiar case is Paul Craig. He's 36, but at his weight class, that's not really much of a concern. But losing 4 out of 5 is a concern. The Volkan Ozdemir fight where he just couldn't get anything going, got knocked out by Johnny Walker. Had the fight with Andre Muniz where he looked like a new guy. But then Brendan Allen and Kyle Braulio just fucking put him away. And both guys, solid. Top 7 guys in the world. But I mean, they made Paul Craig look like he shouldn't have been there. And now he's found himself against a guy like Bo Nickal, where Bo, not a lot of experience in the octagon. World-class wrestler. I mean, taught by the great Cael Sanderson. And what he's done so far in the UFC has been nothing short of impressive and spectacular. 6-0 so far, not in the UFC, but 4-0 in the UFC. Oops, sorry. And all by finish. You know, I mean, Jamie Pickett, Val Woodburn, Cody Brundage, slowly upping the competition, which I think is the right move to do with any up-and-coming guy like Bo Nickal. You need to bring them up the right way, the confidence the right way, the skill set the right way, especially with how good these guys are these days. But Bo has shown that he's got decent hands. He definitely throws haymakers, which can, he needs to tighten up a little bit more. But he's shown that he's got great power in his hands. And his pressure and his wrestling is as good as advertised. But I'm curious to see how that's going to play with the guard of Paul Craig. Now, I think that Bo's hands, because I thought Paul Craig's hands would have been good enough against Brendan Allen and Kyle, but that was false. So I'm going to sit here and say that I think Bo's hands might be better than Paul's. His chin, I think, will be better than Paul's, but I just don't think that we've seen the chin of Bo be tested yet. But I don't think against Paul it's going to be, unless that he doesn't give Paul any respect. I think that's really the only way that we'll see Bo get caught. But because I don't see Paul trying to stop the takedown. I see him welcoming the takedown. But is he going to do anything with it? Like, what is he going to be able to do in his guard? And is he going to waste too much time? Is Bo just going to use the 15 minutes, try and get some octagon time? I'm curious to see how this fight's going to play out, because this is really where we're going to see where Bo's at. Because Paul, he's really, I don't want to say gatekeeper, but gatekeeper for the top 15 for the rankings, for sure. He's, if you beat Paul Craig, you are UFC caliber. I think is the easiest way to put it. So, I don't know if Bo's going to get through him, but I think it's the next perfect fight for him to reach that next level. And as for Paul Craig, back against the wall, got to get it done. You got to fight with fire under your ass. And I think that you should welcome the takedown. But if that does happen, he's got to not let the time slip by, not let the round slip by him. He's got to attack. and not let Bo accumulate ground and pound or top control time. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on this fight. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on Bo Nickal versus Paul Craig. I'm very intrigued on what the mass is thinking. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. So please don't forget to put your guys' input in. But that's going to do it for today. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Mr. Mustache, MMA News out. Let's fucking go, fight fans.